Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're safe and well. It's just about 7:30 here, and it's still pitch black outside, but the days are definitely lengthening, and the weather is not quite as lousy as it has been. So there is some room for optimism there, which is good. Right. Okay. What have we got for you today? Well, the UK news is slightly under the radar. If you're on the CLP mailing list from the HSE, you get notifications from them about, there's new mandatory classifications, or there's new technical reports or whatever. And yesterday there was a new technical report issued. And all that happens is they say, we've updated this list, which is the list of all of the technical reports. And you have to go into it and you have to go, how many have been added since the last time? And are there any really interesting ones? And the answer is actually yes. Yes, it's very interesting. And it was a single report. I'm going to give you the link below this video. Hang on. Pressing the wrong button there. There we go. Nearly ended the video by accident there. Obviously too early for me. So it's a single report, and it's on talc not containing asbestos or asbestiform fibres. So there is already a CLH proposal in the EU, if not actual CLH, can't remember which. I think it's just at proposal stage. Now, the EU say that it is, I think it's .se. Let me just check. Hang on. Yeah, I'll just go on to the document itself. STOT RE1H372 causes damage to the lungs through prolonged or repeated exposure if inhaled. Now, HSE agree with that, not a problem. However, the EU, the RAC opinion is it's also carcinogenic 1B H350, and the HSE does not consider the available data are sufficient to support classification for carcinogenicity. Wow. Yes, this looks very much like a victory for common sense, because based on the available data, as I have been banging on about for quite some time, talc is likely to be carcinogenic where it has got asbestos in it, which is a function of the mining process, because it collocates with talc when it can do when they're actually deposited. So I thought that was an interesting one, and I think there will be further fallout. Now, before we get really overexcited about this, we've got to remember that both these classifications are proposed, and it doesn't mean to say they're going to go through. Particularly here in GB, we have started to see that where the HSE proposed something on technical grounds for a mandatory classification, we have seen the Labour minister overrule that to mirror what is going on in the EU. But today, this morning, I see it as a victory for common sense and for science. Yeah. Right. And by the way, if you want to follow what's been going on with all of this, because talc, titanium dioxide and carbon black were all in a very dubious IARC carcinogen report. There's more information in today's Chemicals Coffee Time email version, and there's a lot of information in the archive at Chemicals Coffee Time. If you're already a subscriber, I'm just going to put a link to that below now. So yeah, the whole thing is kind of related to the titanium dioxide scandal. So well done, HSE CLP boffins. Thank you. Right. Okay. So that's the GB news. The news from EU. Well, it's not the EU. It's actually news from Europe. Now, you may or may not be aware that Switzerland have got a poison centre notification thing, and that it's their own as well. It's kind of related to the EU, but it's uniquely Swiss, and that's actually come into effect this year, sort of fully. And I believe it's Luca Libraghi has got a little post about that on LinkedIn, which is very helpful. And I am just going to pop the link there because it's one of these annoying things that the first thing you find out about it is often you've got a question from the Swiss authorities or your product has been stopped at customs. So, and we did talk about this in December 2024 in the self-help group. So if you're a member of the Chemical Regulation Self-Help Group, there is information there to help you. And obviously, we have information in our training courses for our lovely trainees as well. Right, so that's the news. You're thinking, come on, woman, get your act together. What's the reason to be cheerful? Well, I got two for you this week. The first one is the Rowan Atkinson. We're on a little Rowan Atkinson series. This one is Will reading. So let me pop that link there. But the second one is bittersweet because you may have heard, certainly we nerds have heard, that Dilbert is no more. Scott Adams has died of cancer, I believe, after a fairly long illness, very tragic. And I've got a link to 15 funniest Dilbert's comics. There we are. Yeah, very sad. Another nerd gone, but my God, he made us laugh. And he made us think too. So that's a great legacy. So that's it for me for today. Thank you very much for watching live or on catch up. I really appreciate it. And take care of yourselves. I look forward to chatting to you again next week if we're spared. Bye.